The stain has never gone away. We can't unsee it. This is Megan Fox, not that one, who is a late, I guess you could call it late stage Ricada friend. Like, Ricada only maintained a couple of friendships towards the end of the spiral before he got arrested. And Megan Fox happened to be this one of the wine. I would call her like a wine aunt. She's like a wine aunt from the locals chat that was hanging out with Ricada for a while and showing up on his streams just so that he could get like a woman on screen for his audience, which was like brain damage at that point. But she blames us, I think. Let's take a listen.
He's dying in front of our eyes. Like anybody that denies that shit.
His soul, his spirit is dying too. And the last couple of times that I've been on with him has been really difficult for me. And I love him. And it's been difficult because he's not there. And I know he's not there. And everybody knows he's not there. And it's been really hard. It's just, when I first met Nick, it was during the Johnny Depp trial, and I did a stream with him. He invited me on, and we had such an instant connection. It was always familial.
Bro, he has a wife. I know it may not seem like it, but like, come on. If your wife, if a woman is publicly saying, "I feel like an instant connection to you," and your wife doesn't immediately shut that shit down and say like, "You're not talking to that woman again," she doesn't love you. She doesn't give a fuck about you. She doesn't give a fuck about your relationship. You need a little bit of jealousy there to filter this shit out.
It felt really familial to me with him. I felt instantly connected to him he had such joy in his eyes, light in his eyes, you know? And he was such a light person. And he was so generous, so kind, so...
He's still alive. He's still alive, lady. He's just in jail. She's talking about him like how one talks about like your dead dog. Scruffy was such a good pooch. He was always ready to play. He had that light in his eyes. He was always ready to go out for a walk. You walk into the room and it just lights up because of Scruffy. Scruffy was with Beth's dog. It's like, Scruffy's outside, bro. He's just at the vet.
I'm with his platform, so full of joy. And what has happened to him over the last few years has just been so hard to watch. And, you know, those of you out there, I just want to say, who are like, oh, we tried to tell you. And we've been watching. We're not stupid. We've seen the same things that you've seen. But there are channels out there and people out there who have been rooting for this very thing. They wanted this to happen, and they
raise your hand by typing O / if that's you.
They want him. They want to drive him down a road to hurt himself. Those kiwi farms and all that shit. It's not about. They're not worried for him. It's about entertainment to them. There's an entire thing out there, entire like entertainment sphere around making content out of his downfall, and that's disgusting. It's as disgusting as doing what is happening to his kids. It's just as bad.
No, it's really not. What a fucking cope. What a stupid bitch. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that? What a stupid bitch. So first of all, mistreating your children, driving them drunk, leaving cocaine and firearms around them in the open is child endangerment. That's a crime. Most people believe that that's bad. Making fun of him for doing that is not a crime. It's not child endangerment. And in a perfect world, it would wake him up to the stupidity and profound stupidity of his actions. But we do not live in a perfect world, and Ricada will do whatever the fuck he wants because he's an adult man, and nobody can really persuade him otherwise. Which is not to say that encouraging him to go down is a good thing. I want to point this out, by the way. Russell, I mentioned he got his start off of Maddox. Maddox's career suffered horrifically. It's never recovered from the falling out with Dick and the things that Dick said about him. Russell Greer hasn't made anything because he's like so, you know... He says in his filings that he's so stressed out he doesn't make music or anything anymore. Kata made fun of them too. Johnny Depp was going through a really nasty marital issue, and he went on stand and talked about a woman shitting in his bed and stuff. And Nick made his career off of that. I don't see, like, is it just because that they're more famous? Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are much more famous and well paid than he is, therefore their privacy matters less. The sanctity of their relationship matters less. The things that they go through are less, important or touchy. I don't think so. I don't know how I don't know how people can make that kind of like cope in their head. Like, don't you understand how disgusting what you're doing is? Oh, you mean the thing that he did for years that he made $1 million off of? that got him put into the news? No, I don't really think so, lady.
Providers reach out. If you have a good faith basis to believe that medical child abuse or child abuse exists and you're a mandatory reporter, you report the fucking child abuse. But
Right.
then